Hi, it's Gary. Welcome to today's video. Well, today in Perth, very hot, very humid, so please pardon the sweat. It's extremely humid. We're looking at 80% humidity at the moment. Today, I thought we'd talk about April Fool's Day. Now it's celebrated in most of the Western world on April the 1st. And on this day, it's tradition to play practical jokes and pranks on other people. And this is something I've known about since I was a kid. But what are the actual origins of April Fool's Day? I thought that would be quite interesting. And as I started digging into it, what I found is this very short question no one knows the answer to. Interesting, isn't it? This appears to be a tradition with no origin. Several theories have been proposed to explain the origin, and what I'm going to do is briefly cover a few of them here. The first one, it relates to Chaucer's The Canterbury Tales. In the story The Nun's Priest's Tale, he tells us about a vain cock that is tricked by a wily fox. And this happens 32 days since March began, or to us mere mortals, the 1st of April. This association, it is disputed because it's thought the April Fool's tradition, it already existed when the book was written, so all Chaucer did was use an existing tradition. In 1508, we've got the first recorded mention of April Fools in France. Now, hopefully I won't pronounce these names. The poet, Élie d'Amerval, he referred to Poisson d'Avril, or April fish. Now this, it's a French tradition where paper fish are stuck onto people's backs, although this is mainly done by children rather than adults. In Britain, our first known reference is traced back to 1686, when John Aubrey refers to a celebration known as Fool's Holy Day. And side note, the word holiday comes from holy day. So Fool's Holy Day, it becomes Fool's Holiday. In the Netherlands, the source of April Fool's Day, it's linked to a naval victory in 1572. In this battle, the Spanish Duke Alvarez de Toledo, he was defeated. And this led to a Dutch saying, on the 1st of April, Alva lost his glasses. Some historians, they think that the tradition came from the Middle Ages. Many Middle Age European towns celebrated New Year on the 25th of March, with the celebrations ending on the 1st of April. The areas that celebrated New Year on the 1st of January, they'd make fun of those other towns, referring to them as April Fools. Again, this story, it's disputed. There have been references found to April Fool before the introduction of the celebration of New Year on the 1st of January. The final origin, and I've got to be honest, I think this is the most interesting one, is a link to a Roman festival. This festival, it's called Hilaria. And I had to check this in several places because doesn't that just sound like a joke in itself? This festival was celebrated on the 25th of March, and it marked the first day where the daylight time was longer than the night time. On this day, people, they would play games, have processions, and commoners, they would take the mick out of the nobility. Sounds like a good candidate, doesn't it? But there is a problem. There are several hundred years between the end of the Roman period and the early references to April Fool. If this was a continuation or an adaptation of this festival, you'd expect to see during them several hundred years something recorded about it, but there isn't anything that's been found. As I say, the origin, very hard to pin down. Many Western countries, they've got their own ways of marking this day. Some of them include in Armenia, where pranks they're revealed by shouting April 1. In Germany, the revelation is accompanied by April, April. The phrase 1st of April lie, that's used in the Lebanon. And in the UK, people shout April Fool. Noticeable in the UK, the tradition of playing pranks, it's only up till noon. After that, it's considered distasteful to play April Fool's tricks. There is one interesting prank, and it comes from Ireland. A target would be given an important letter and asked to take it to someone else. When that person received the letter, they would open it, read it, put it back in the envelope, seal the envelope, give it back to the target and ask them to take it to somebody else. And this would continue. The content of the letter is simply, send the fool further. In Iran, the tradition, it takes place 13 days after the Persian New Year, or Nowruz. Hopefully I've not mangled that one too much. On this day, people, they go outside and they have fun. This tradition has been recorded since 536 BC, so it's been going on for quite a while. A lot of media, they also get involved, often printing hoax stories on the first page. In 1698, posters, they tricked many people into going to the Tower of London to watch the washing of the lions. This is a non-existent thing. It was so bad that on the 2nd of April, a newspaper had to print an article debunking it as a hoax. April Fools. It can be a good thing. It encourages light-hearted mischief and lots of laughter, which is good for both physical and mental health. But there's also a negative side. Some of the pranks and hoaxes, well, they're not light-hearted. And to be honest, a lot of them, they may even be creepy or manipulative. And these sorts of tasteless pranks, well, they can have serious impacts on relationships and people's self-belief. The question of the origin of April Fools, well, that in itself isn't something new. In 1708, the British magazine Apollo, they published an article titled, Whence Proceeds the Custom of Making April Fools. So the key message from today's video, everything you see, everything you hear, everything you read, always have a skeptical view on it, always think about it, but especially so on the 1st of April. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. What pranks are played where you live? What is this April Fool's celebrated there? Why not drop a comment down below? Let's kickstart the conversation. Please hit the thumbs up button. Every time you like, every time you comment, just helps with the YouTube algorithm. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel so that you can get new videos as I release them. I'll talk to you again soon.